Well, the pressure washer does work, but it's going to take a long time to do much area. So I'll do a strip about the width of that shadow there, around across the front here and down the side. But the bit down the side might wait until afternoon when it's in shade, because it's hot out in the sun. It's 28 degrees and 81% humidity out here, and that's only going to get hotter, I guess. It's 11:20 at the moment, so I'll do the remainder of that crosshatch bit there, and then start moving to the right. At least I can work sitting down. So I've made a little bit of progress here. Let's do a time check, see how long it's taken me. 11:43, so got this bit done, and of course felt compelled to sign my work. Somebody else might be inspired to come out here and use the pressure washer and wash that off. But yeah, I'm going to work until lunchtime, heading in that direction. Well, it's lunchtime, so I'll come back and resume after lunch. But that's looking pretty good, that bit. So I guess I strip that wide down the east end, and probably a path straight across to the road. That should do it. Now, having had lunch, I shall go back and continue. You can see that the east end of the shed to the left there is in shade now, just as well, because the feels like outside is currently over 45 degrees C. It was over 47, so it's come down a little, but even so I don't think I'm going to last a long time out there. Took a little while to get set up because I needed to move that around a bit, and I needed a longer electrical cord, and I think the Indo type extension cords have been borrowed for the renovation down the road. So then I had to say, okay, I need an adapter for the Australian cable. So I had a choice between this plug board or just a simple adapter. And I was thinking, okay, well, I want to use the plug board because I want to run the drain on the service pit. But then I found an adapter and it won't plug into the end extension cord. So now I have the adapter set up over here so that I can run the sump pump. I'll get that set up and get that started. obviously it's a lengthy process. Since he doesn't like being on camera, I might just spare her this. The novelty of it, I even had my younger stepson interested. This is the chair that we use in the bathroom, and it's got a bit of soap or salt scum on it, and the provider thought, oh, maybe we can clean that off. And the answer is, yes we can, but the water jet wants to blow it away, so you've got to keep a foot on it. It's coming up on 4 o'clock and we've got a clear path to the back door. And the provider's now making a clear path to the front of the building. Cindy's had a go, Divider's had a go. Salsa and Ira were playing with the water pumping out of the service pit, so I got them one of the leftover plastic tubs that we use for moving. So they're having fun playing swimming pools. Lots of water being thrown around. Got a bit warm yesterday afternoon. At one point I took this screenshot of my mobile. Feels like 48.6. Yep, it did. If you go back in the videos, you'll see it's not that many weeks since this stuff was installed, and you can see it's already corroding. So that's metallized plastic on that thermometer. Alleged stainless steel on the hose there, and that T-fitting there, well, yeah, something that corrodes obviously. So yeah, back home where even stainless steel corrodes. The workers are hard at it on this renovation. Got some good walls going up. Full work for stuff being made. Looks like he's sitting on a door frame there. And the ladies are bringing the catering. So I'm going to go and wander over the shed now and look at doing some more water jet stuff. I'm wearing a hat at the moment because yesterday, even though over at the shed I was in the shade all the time, I somehow got sunburnt. I think it must have been from standing out here in the morning and afternoon taking a bit of video. It doesn't take long when it's a fully sunshine day like today. So no problem heating the shower water and charging up the batteries. So we're on our second day without rain now, and already this is dried up almost to ground level. Doesn't take long. There's very high evaporation rate when it's over 30 degrees. So what I'm over for now is to have a go at cleaning off these dirty looking marks on the side of the tank and cleaning up the green slime from the path through there. While I'm making headway, I've got the path cleaned up from about the level of the filters on this bit of the wall. Didn't want to go up too near the electrics. That bit didn't come off very well, but I've got the wall cleaned off a bit more of the green to remove on that side. I've done that side, and a bit more to remove off the wall here. Well, I'm going to go and get a chair so I can sit down and do this. Straightening on a bit. Well, this is as good as it's going to get. I can't take more of that off without actually stripping the paint off, as you can see there. But knocked the worst of it off and got rid of the green underfoot till we get out here. But I was at the end of the power cable, so I couldn't go any further this way, and that's okay. A bit of grip will give a bit of grip. Yeah, so just before noon, so I'm off to lunch and sit and have a good long relax, I think. Just gonna lock up here and I'm done. And got to bring across some rat bait sometime, because I told Jabita that sitting over in the corner here I smelt urine and we couldn't figure out what it was. There's rodent living in there behind all the bits and pieces, so that's what it was. I didn't succeed in catching it, so it's in here still somewhere. So rat poison time. We've drained the oil, or draining the oil, it's a long slow process, and removed the filters. Az was headed off to Palembang with the filters in hand to get replacements. So hopefully that will sort out the issues I was having with the thing wanting to do spontaneous stops. Reconstruction continues. I had to go to my lounge room and collect my hat, because having gone over the shed and back twice without it, I was starting to feel the effects of my sunburn, so I got reminded. So yeah, progress is being made. A lot less working on it currently by appearances. It's only probably 4 or 5. Normally you'd see a dozen or more. It's after lunch and Ezra hasn't come back yet with the filters. I don't know how far afield he's had to go to try and get some to match. But I've sort of staged some oil to here. I put the fill plug back in, which he had sitting up on top here, because I figure we don't need bugs deciding to put one of these mud nest things in there. Can't do much to protect the oil filter hole, but well. I was tipping the oil into the bucket there, not realising it had a split in it near the top, so it's all on the ground, which is going to take a bit of soaking up. I'll have to go and get some of those rice husks and use that for soaking stuff up, and then just take it down to the bird pit. I won't ask him whether he's been and come back. He's having his afternoon siesta. Well, we completed that oil change yesterday. Ezra was able to get a corresponding Toyota filter that fit the oil filter, but he wasn't able to get a fuel filter, so he cleaned out the current one using some diesel and refitted that. And I'll have to see about obtaining fuel filters from Trinidad. I was going to get some of the rice husks from the back of the rice factory there and use those for soaking up the oil on the ground, but they're probably a bit wet now. We had 3 dry days, and then we've had 31.5 millimetres since midnight, and it's only before 10 AM currently. So I was thinking, okay, it could be a dull day today. We may actually end up needing the Genset to run, but the solar input at the moment is not too bad. It exceeds our consumption, so we'll see. But yeah, construction continues here. And putting the ring beam, the formwork along the top of the far side. We've got the formwork up for the verticals, for the concrete columns. I think if the rain was a lot heavier, they'd have a bit of a break, but it's not too bad at the moment. You can see from the puddles it's not bucketing down. I'm surprised that Jabita isn't upset by these freeloaders on her furniture and front patio. The whole point of this fence here is to keep the chickens off the patio so they don't crap on it. And the cats are not known for good toilet manners either around here. So I'm surprised. There she is over there in the grey, closest to me, and she hasn't chucked these off. Oh well. I was watching the camera up there, well not that one, this one up here earlier, and I could see young boys playing slip and slide on the green slime here. Yeah. As forecast earlier, the Genset did do a run, and I can see it's still not happy. That's not good. What to do? I'll just check the oil level. Well, after that I'm none the wiser. It's very hard to see what the actual level is on a dipstick when the oil's new. Let's see how many hours it says we've done. $144 19 minutes. Okay, well, what I'll do is I'll treat that as 150, and the next service is due in 250 hours, but the first one was due 100 hours ago, so what I'll do is I'll service again at 300 hours. In the meantime, still got an issue. Oh, yesterday we actually had just short of 50 millimetres of rain, so it's a very wet day after 3 dry days. A couple more millimetres this morning. It looks like we're hard at work concreting the top ring beam. So that rain yesterday brought the water level in the rice paddy at the back of the shed up a bit. But yeah, that's really growing. There's my passion fruit vines hanging over the back of the fence. Wonder if people come along there and collect passion fruit. Well, the oily mess here has kind of been cleaned up. Obviously the oil's sunk into the concrete a bit, but the bucket of oil's been taken away by Dadang. Apparently uses that for oiling chains and things like that. If I'd been thinking about it, I would have put some aside for oiling up the concrete mixer. But it's getting a bit rusty. But there's probably still a little bit of that biscuit tin there. Yeah. But overall, it's not too bad. You win some, you lose some. I actually had a second one of these digital clocks, which had sitting up that end of the room there for when Jemima wanted to read the clock from where she didn't have a view of that one. And I thought, well, that isn't right, she really needs it up that end. So I unplugged it, took it up that end and plugged it in, didn't work. Okay. Took it back that end and plugged it in, didn't work. So, that's interesting. So, I unplugged the power supply from this one and tried plugging that power supply into the other one, still didn't work. So, it's dead. Unplugging it killed it. So, that's a dead loss. So, it's going to cost us about $6 to get a replacement, so that's no biggie really. But sometimes you win one. Jemima told me this range hood out the back kitchen had stopped working. So I thought, okay, that's one of three things. Either that power point isn't working anymore, which I could test easily enough, or the front panel is given up, which I can test because I actually have spare front panels because we did have failures on another one, or the rodents have chewed the wiring up in the roof again, in which case it's going to be a real bugger to try and fix because it was hard enough doing that bit. So I thought, okay, well, I'll eliminate the other problems first. So I tested the power point, it's good. Went and got a spare control panel and plugged it in here, because I could do that without actually having to dismount that one. Just unplug the plug and plug it back in again. And if we turn on the power point, we have life. So I've just got to contort myself to be able to get my head up in there far enough to unscrew the back of that control panel and put this one in place of it. So that was much easier than trying to deal with the problem up there. So I'm glad I was able to do that. Sorted, but not without dropping the screws once or twice. Bloody awkward position to get into up there because you've got to sort of have your back to the wall over there in order to be able to peer in, but there's very little sitting room there. But I got it done, so now I just got to go and get my phone and set the correct time on the clock. On the house reconstruction, there's lots more reinforcement constructed. And these are the roofing sheets. PTC Amindu concrete products, Karawang. So I sure hope it's concrete, not asbestos. But so you can see they've taken the front wall there quite a bit higher than the first ring beam. So presumably the other walls will go similarly. You can see over the far side. It's up a fair height. So yeah, it's the first of the year, but these guys don't have holidays. Everyone else, apart from Jabita's two older sisters, have gone off to the beach with the kids. So it was a bit raining earlier, but I guess if you're going to the beach, you've got to get wet anyway. So it's a bit quiet around here. Well, it's Friday, so I should make some video and upload it. So, meal break for the team. But yeah, so the building's going up to that height. And started a bit of rendering on the front here. You can see the standard vent holes over the windows on the side there. I always swear they're big enough for bats to fly through. There's no concept of having insect screens or windows around here, so there's no point trying to exclude mosquitoes. But yeah, high ceilings to try and let the heat go to the top, I guess. And neglected to check the battery before I went outside, so my battery expired. Yeah, so that's it for this week. Next week will be a slightly different content because the guys from Solar Power Indonesia are due here on Monday for a board swap in the electronic over the shed. So that'll be a little bit different. But for now, this will do for this week.